Hi everybody. I was asked to do a little piece on, a little voiceover on how I did my mod. So I'm going to talk to you about that in a second here. First I want to show you the tools that I used. What I have is the little screwdriver here with the Torx end on it to take the screws off of the machine. I put them in a little container. I use this to catch all my little pieces. I have an extension for a 7/32 socket here. The funny thing is that I thought it was metric, and I tried a 5 and a 6, and I don't think they fit. This weird one that I had worked. I'm going to try something out here on the video with that. I have a little screwdriver to pull the pins out of. You'll hear my cats and dogs drinking water and stuff. There's little pins in here that hold the tubing into these restrictors here. They actually go into this piece right here. You can put them in from both sides. Remember that, because I have a video and it shows me trying to get it in really hard to the one side, and I could have just easily turned the pump and put it into the other side, and it would have made my life a lot easier. While I'm at this, there is on this is the original piece that comes out where the restrictor is on the bottom here, or the regulator. This is the threaded end. You'll notice that there's a little gap right here. This is where there's a black gasket, and that black gasket is a pain in the butt to get off. But what I did is I held it like this, and I took the screwdriver and I wedged it underneath. I just lightly did that, and I pulled it up a little bit, and when I got it pulled up, I took my thumb and then I just pulled it up over there. You'll notice me doing that in the one video. It took me forever to do it on the one side, then I tried on the other side the way that I just showed you, and like I said, I just kind of got my screwdriver under there gradually, pulled it up a tiny bit and pulled it up. Otherwise it snaps right down into place. Lastly on this, there's inside here, there's a white gasket. It's circular. That comes out. I thought it went up here, and so I didn't reinstall it on this side first, and it leaked. I put it back in to the side where the tube goes in, and when I was turning it and moving it around, I think it fell out of alignment, and so I put it back together and it leaked. So my suggestion is, when you turn it in, if it's in there and you're turning it, to take your screwdriver or something, if you can, and make sure it's in there. However you want to do that. So I have needle nose pliers here to help put this little nut back on. I'll show you what that's for. I just kind of put it in there and turned it on, but I'm going to try a different way. I have some 3M tape here. It's double-sided. It's pretty thick. I just had it laying around the house for something else. I actually put that on the metal piece in here, which it's over here, where these underneath, where the tubes go in. It looks like it was rubbing against the metal, and I didn't want it to move up and down and rub against it, so I used this thick tape, and I kept this plastic side on it. This is sticky. This can be sticky if you pull this plastic off the covering. I just kept that on. You'll see. That's it. So I'll move over here and show you here. You'll notice there's 4 bolts coming out. 1, 2, and then there's one under here, inside here, and one over here. I thought if I took off these nuts right here, that these would fall back into the machine. I wouldn't be able to get it out. That's not true. You can push those and they don't move anywhere. So my suggestion is, if you're doing this mod or the other mod, to take those off, right? So take those off. You'll pull this whole thing off, then you can tilt this, and then you can easily, then you have to take out the pins. I just used my screwdriver and I pulled the pins out. You'll see in the video. Pull the tubing out. It doesn't really go back in to the machine, so that's good. Do it on the other side while it's tilted out. Unscrew it. I believe it's you'll see on the video that I did it the wrong way, and I'll highlight which way it is. I think it's just regular, like righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, to take those off. When you put them back on, remember, yeah, you have to take the black gasket or whatever it is underneath here and reinsert it on the part that with the threaded part here. Same thing on this side. And then again, put the white piece that's in there inside over here on that piece. My suggestion is when you take this off, you can rotate these pumps, and also these can rotate too. I would put them both this way, the pump ends facing this way. Again, ensure that that piece is inside there, that white piece. Actually, prior to doing so, I'll show you the tape. I would tape it up first. Get down here lower. I don't know if you can see it, but I put the tape, it says 3M right in here. Right there. It's on the machine over here, so this pipe or this tubing doesn't rub against the metal right there. So that's why I put it. Back up. All right, so the regulators are facing that way. You insert your tubes one at a time. Yellow's on the left, green's on the right. And then you take your little pins and push them in. The reason I'm asking you or telling you to put them facing this way is because the pins can go in on either side. So it's gonna look like this, right here. See those pins? You'll be facing this way, right? And if you put the pin in this way, it's gonna be hard because this one's in the way. So put the pin in this way from that side. Make sure it's pushed all the way in the pipe. You can push it in and it'll wiggle a little bit, but as long as that little white gasket's in there, you're good. Then you tilt to, when you do it on both sides, then what I did is I'm trying to get in here. You notice that the left side is facing that way, and the right side is more of a straight shot back because the hole's right in front of it, and it's not close to it to rub on it. So they kind of overlap in there. I don't know if you can really see it, but this is the green. Right there, that's the green piece, and this one sits on top of it, and it really doesn't seem to have any issues, right? And you'll notice the pins are right here. I pushed it in from the outside in. That goes behind there's a piece of brass on there, it looks like, and that brass goes in here, and the pin holds that brass in here. And that brass rests against that white gasket that I've been talking about in there. Anyway, that's pretty much it. To put it back together, you just put it back on these 4 pegs, these holes. Sorry, zoom out. You'll notice the one nut's underneath there. You put them back on there. I held my finger here and turned it on, looked for leaks. If there are any leaks, I would just pull it off and fix it. You can also pull this all the way off and tilt it out and run the machine too to see if any leaks are coming from that green one that you can't see in this angle. I'm going to try something here on camera that I thought of. I took a paper towel and I just rolled it up. I'm going to put it underneath here. See how it comes out right there? I'm going to cut off some of that. There. Push it up in here. You see it's right there coming out. I'll take this, right there, sticking out a little bit. Put that in there. See it? So it's holding that in there, and now what I can do is I can just easily use this. See if it's working. Yep, it worked. I would suggest using that method. Then you don't have to use the needle nose pliers because that's a pain in the butt. That'll save you some time. Just put it on here, give it a little light turn. Doesn't have to be much. Yeah, and they kind of hit right here. I don't know if that means anything, If that's a problem, then I may just reverse this. I don't know. In reversing it, I might have to get some more tubing because you can't just take that off. Those are barbed. I think that's it. I think that's everything. Ping me if you need me. Thanks.